After the tragic police shooting of 20-year-old Duante Wright, many voices, particularly on the right, were eager to remind us that he had a criminal record.
Duante Wright was not a child. He was a father, 20 years old, and a criminal.
Lots of people have criminal records in this country. Actor Will Smith was once charged with aggravated assault and criminal conspiracy in an incident that almost left a man blind. Actor Mark Wahlberg was almost charged with murder, but was instead sentenced to 2 years in prison for assault. Actor Robert Downey Jr. was arrested for possessing cocaine, heroin, crack, and a pistol. He got 3 years probation and then was sentenced to 6 months in prison after violating his parole. 4 years after all of this, he was arrested again for cocaine. Former President George W. Bush is said to have been arrested on cocaine charges in the early 1970s, and his family connections somehow expunged his record. If Smith, Wahlberg, Downey Jr., and Bush were not famous or rich, they got into a tussle with police that resulted in their deaths, one could easily try to undermine their character publicly by advertising their criminal past. But can you imagine if any of these well-known and influential men died while being stopped by the police? No one would stand for it. Because these famous figures are beloved by millions, people would be wanting answers and justice, not smear campaigns. We would want to know why the Fresh Prince and Iron Man and the guy who talks to animals on SNL and W were dead at the hands of law enforcement. Advertising the criminal record of a victim of police brutality is to reduce that victim to a cartoon caricature.
Now, I'm not saying Duante Wright deserved to be killed. That's not what I'm saying. Instead, I'm merely saying that in a situation as we have in front of us today, we must look at the facts. Now look at this video of Duante Wright that what he posted on social media. Look. So you can draw your own conclusions there.
Drugs land the troubled actor in prison.
If you can diminish his humanity, you can dampen sympathy. Duante Wright was not a celebrity with millions of fans. He was somebody who had made some mistakes, but was still a man with family and friends who loved him despite the fact that he had made those mistakes. His loved ones are right to want answers, and it's just wrong to sleazily suggest or imply that they don't deserve them.
Mr. and Mrs. Wright, thank you for your strength and being with us this morning and sharing about your son. And again, our hearts go out to you, and thank you very much.
Thank you.